Well, welcome back to Fireside Chats. Again, my name is Pastor Dave Larson, the pastor here at St. John in Woodbury, and it's great to have you back. And today, as we continue our focus on kind of different emphases for each week, different highlights for the week. In the past, we've taken a look and focused on our sermon series where the topic was. But last week and this week, we're focusing on special parts of the church, special days in the church. Last week focusing on Reformation Day, Reformation Sunday, that true and pure gospel that was, again, largely rediscovered through Luther and his search for the scriptures. This week is a focus on All Saints Sunday. It is just a beautiful connection of two Sundays, going from Reformation Sunday, where again we focus on the true and pure gospel, we're saved by grace alone, through faith alone, because of Jesus alone, to All Saints Sunday, where we remember that, again, by God's grace, by the power of the gospel, we are the saints of God. But especially on this All Saints Sunday, we focus on the saints, the people of God who have gone before us, who now dwell in the presence of Christ for all eternity. And it's a beautiful connection because again, we see that the gospel gives us assurance, especially when we have to say goodbye to someone we love. And All Saints Day, again, is kind of a long history to it. It goes all the way back to the 300s, and then you get different popes in the Catholic Church made it official. Eventually, you got settled on November 1st. The day after, again, All Hallows Eve, that is Halloween, we get All Saints Day, and then the first Sunday of the month we celebrate All Saints Sunday. But it's a beautiful connection because on this Sunday we just take a break to remember the people in our lives who are no longer with us. And a lot of churches like us here at St. John, we also spend a moment to remember those from our midst, from our faith family, who have died over the course of the past year. And like I said, it's a special connection because All Saints Sunday, it's a day where, like I said, we remember those who are no longer with us. And for a lot of people, it's a very hard day. It's a hard day to reflect upon those that we love so much. And when they died, when they passed away, it was such a painful moment for us. And again, whether it happened last week or last month or last year or 50 years ago, anytime we remember the reality of death, anytime we remember the fact that the people that we love so much are no longer with us, that is a painful thing. But on this All Saints Sunday, we grieve and we mourn with hope because of what we focused on last week. That again, not because of us, not because of our goodness, but all because of Jesus, we are saved by grace through faith, which means we have life with God both now in this world, but even when this life comes to a close. And so again, we grieve and we mourn, like I said, because death is always hard, but we do so with hope because we know that we get to see them again. That one day we will take our last breath. One day our life will come to a close. It's one of, again, those old cliches. The only two certainties in life are taxes and death. And one day we will take our last breath. But again, we have that sure and certain hope of the gospel saying, when that day comes, we will be with Christ. And when that day comes, we will be reunited with our brothers and sisters in Christ who have gone before us. And so this week, I'd really encourage you, to think about those in your lives. To think about the people that you love so much. Maybe it was a parent, maybe it was a spouse, maybe it was a child, maybe it was a friend, maybe it was just someone that for some reason their death hit you really hard. Spend a moment thinking about them. Think about the example that they have played in your life. And also think about the fact that because of Jesus, even though they have died, yet shall they live with Christ. And as you reflect upon their lives with Christ right now, think about your life with Christ right now. And that guarantee that one day, when this life ends, that your life will go on with Christ, with our brothers and sisters in Christ, with all those who've died in the faith, where we get to spend eternity with Jesus in glory. And let that comfort you. So again, no matter what, or when it happened that the people you lost passed away, death and sorrow and grief are always a very real, very present experience. But like I said, as you reflect upon that, allow the grace of God, the gospel of Christ to comfort you with that sure and certain hope of what we have in Jesus, life forgiveness, and salvation. So God bless you this week, especially as we focus on the people that we've lost and the hope we have in Christ. And we'll talk to you again next week.